I believe we are live. It's been a night. Hi guys, Dr. Ben Fung here. This is going to be a several part blab. I'm purposely not sharing it all over the place just because I'm really more using it to, as more of a vlog type outlet. It's actually really convenient, Blab. So thank you, Blab. And keep working on that beta. It's actually, I really love it. So a little while ago, I posted something on the Doctor of Physical Therapy student Facebook page about this case where I had this lady I was seeing in an inpatient situation, non-acute, subacute. And in that situation, people are supposed to be medically stable, right? Like nothing bad's supposed to happen. It's just a transition until you go home into a home health or outpatient situation. And, she was diagnosed for the first time ever with a cardiac situation, a cardiac condition, acute heart failure, and AFib. Now, when I went in to see her, she was completely asymptomatic. I mean, just it couldn't be more normal. I'm a little tired, right? Everybody's a little tired. And that's all she had. And with that, just my normal practice is if you can take vitals, you should. Right? There's almost no reason not to. And just my normal practice, my personal preference is, I will go out of the way to find a vitals machine if I can, or just get a manual cuff and let's just start with some vitals. So I took her vitals, no problem, checked for orthostatics, and that's when the magic happened. I sat her up, I took her vitals, and all of a sudden her heart rate went down to 37 beats a minute, which is not a good thing, and her oxygen saturation down to 77%. Now, you all know this because if you've been on the Facebook page, and this follow-up is, a more or less happy ending to my knowledge so far was, she recovered. Nobody really understands what happened. I have my suspicions, however, because when I palpated her pulse, she had a regular irregularity, which typically suggests some type of heart block. Now, you can't really diagnose that unless you have an EKG, but it's there. Now, you can kind of say it might be AFib, but AFib isn't really a regular irregularity, right? It's kind of it's an irregular irregularity. Now, the other aspects of this follow-up is more of a commentary on where we should be in terms of physical therapy practice, in terms of how we use vitals in our practice. We're big on this 6th vital sign being gait, but we really can't trump that until we've also supported the other 5 vitals. So, if anything, this follow-up is a little bit more written. I have it here all drafted and ready to go. And really, this whole follow-up of vitals are vital is more that if we're going to be calling ourselves, for the whole next generation as doctors of physical therapy, entering into that realm of where eye doctors are, where dentists are, where, foot doctors are, podiatrists are, at entry-level, physician operating status, which is something we should probably be working on also, since we're not there yet, then there's no excuse. My wife's dentist actually takes vitals, and so if a dentist who primarily deals with stuff from the neck up deals with vitals, and we as doctors of physical therapy work with the entire body, we should definitely be taking vitals. And not to mention that bad things only ever happen. If you're in acute care, this, right? Stuff goes bad when stuff moves. And that's where we come in, because movement at the very base of it is a form of exercise, which is both a vitals consideration as well as our treatment intervention, which should be a pre and post qualifier, taking vitals to prescribing and actuating that intervention. So anyway, all that is just a big commentary of, it worked out. It was a happy ending. It was a good thing that I checked for vitals, because can you imagine exercising somebody with that type of, combination of vital signatures with normal blood pressure, but a very, very abnormal heart rate and a very, very, very abnormal, if not emergent, oxygen saturation, in a subacute environment? That could have been disastrous, which is, if this person we've worked with many, many, many times before had no, signs or symptoms that they were in any type of distress, and you decided to go ahead and exercise them, perhaps to a submaximal situation, that could be very bad. So I hope it, rings true with you. It obviously did, on the Facebook page with, hundreds and hundreds of likes and comments. Please advocate. Vitals are absolutely vital. That's why they're called vitals. You don't have to do it every single time, but, my personal and professional preference would be, yeah, if you can, and it's not too much of trouble, you can get an aide or a receptionist or something of that nature to do it, then do it. It's up to you to interpret those vitals. But being that it's being taught, at entry level as standard of care, I think it's incumbent on those of us currently practicing to start to, conform to that and to advocate for that, and not to be stuck in some old time saying, well, we're just musculoskeletal or just neuromuscular. It has nothing to do with the cardiovascular system. But I mean, think about it. What powers it, right? The cardiopulmonary system powers the neuromuscular system, which powers the musculoskeletal system, which is protected by the integumentary system. It's all connected. We all know this. It's just a little bit, I think it's a little bit old practice stubbornness, and I'm guilty of that too, where we tried to just kind of find excuses around it. So that's that. That's just a very quick follow-up. I'm glad that it got a lot of attraction and interaction in terms of the content and the intention behind it and the story there. It was really funny because, there's actually, I got a lot of private messages about it, and it was a big mixture of, yes, this is exactly what we should be fighting for versus, well, really every single patient? Well, it's your license, but beyond that, remember, beyond that, your license is somebody else's life, under the caretaking of your license, of your decision. So, if it was your life, what would you like to have it done? Would you like those vitals to be taken? I would say yes. So that's that for now. I'm going to move on to the next blab. I'm going to cut this one off, and just in case you're wondering, this is my old beanie from college. You might recognize this as Trogdor, the Burninator from homestarrunner.com. And I'm wearing my jiu-jitsu gi because it is crazy cold right now in San Diego and Southern California, which is way weird. I know that we have nothing to complain about in Southern California, but hey, I'm from Michigan. I understand the cold. So moving on to the next blab. Thanks for being with me, and I hope you enjoyed it.